Welcome Guardians to another Destiny 2 video, and in this one I'm showcasing a raid race between members of my community which entails a 6-man versus a 3-man race team running Val Disciple raid. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure to like and share this, and if you want to be part of future events like this, feel free to join the Discord server linked in the description below.
That's the correct screen for thinking on. And now we can actually see what's happening.
Nerves,
All right,
it's okay.
Here we go. Raid race in 3, 2, 1, go.
Meow.
Oh!
No.
Here we go.
Okay.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to anyone who's watching to the Appliance Alliance raid race today. We are doing a fun little activity between some members of the team. Oh, one of the streams is already frozen. Love to see that.
Wonderful.
Let me just refresh that. We have 2 teams racing today. One is our Appliance Alliance, our clan within our group. Let me just fix this. Everything's breaking. One more time into the bridge. Everything's breaking.
They can just say what they're doing.
Raid race today. The Appliance Alliance raid team, led by Darth Jar Jar, with Jack the Psycho, JC Denton, N7, Lemons, and Sem, are competing in a Vow of the Disciple race against the team of Weeaboo Jones, Magic Gus, and Grim. You'll notice that one team only has 3 members in it.
Trace.
That is because these raids, if you haven't done them before, are normally a 6-man encounter activity. They're endgame, high-end content, but Jones and his team are what we like to call elitist. They are high-skill, high-end players who like doing low-man activities. And after a little bit of discussion, they have agreed that this will be a fun challenge to see if they can keep up and outpace a full 6-man team. Joining me today is Sun OG, who's going to help host and talk about the race and what's going on. Thank you for joining me.
Hello. Sun OG5 here, your co-host speaking. My co-host Half Hung here did invite me today to just go ahead and see what's going on with these 2 groups, and I'm not gonna lie, it's seeming like the 3-man is doing quite a fine job right now.
They're doing something interesting by having one person stay on the payload. To talk about this encounter real quick, this is the opening encounter. This is, without a doubt, one of the most beloved activities in all of gaming, an escort mission.
Easily.
That 10 seconds has done us.
Yep.
We needed every second.
Right, I'm
We lost that.
Are you blade barraging this guy?
Nope.
Nice.
The goal of it is you have the payload, which you must escort to the end of the encounter, as it is the key to open the door into the main body of the raid. The problem is it likes to stop 6 or 7 times along this path, at which point a bunch of enemies spawn. You kill the enemies. There's some items that spawn on the ground. Pick them up. Once you pick up 9 of these items and deliver them to the payload, it will move on to the next section. As we stated, it does that about 6 or 7 times, so it is not a particularly fast encounter, which is why it's probably one of the most hated opening encounters in all of Destiny raids.
Now, one thing I would like to mention, we do actually see on these screens where a pervading darkness is coming around the contestants.
Yeah.
So basically what that does is where if you do not pick up these items that they need to find throughout the area, you will get a debuff called pervading darkness, which eventually will lead to your death. If
Also,
it counts.
being near the payload will remove that buff as well. So pervading darkness, like you're saying, is going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this entire raid. Through multiple encounters, there will be ways in which you can acquire pervading darkness. At 10 stacks, as you get closer to 10, your screen becomes more and more black, so you stop being able to see, and at 10, you're dead. So they need to balance pushing out and killing ads as quickly as possible while occasionally coming back to the payload to cleanse those stacks. So it's a balance of you want to move as fast as possible and get pushed through, but you also can't get too far ahead.
Now, as you can see, the 6-man team is easily breezing through this part. Even though they may be slightly behind the 3-man, they are not dying. They have no issues currently. However, the 3-man is actually doing a pretty good job at not only keeping up.
The opening door, but the problem that they have now is that they have to wait for the key to open. Oh! Or maybe not. Oh, looks like he might have glitched through the door.
Oh my god.
So okay, so what happens there is you still have to do certain things to trigger certain things to happen, right? You can't completely skip this opening because you need to hit certain triggers. They hit those triggers, and rather than waiting for the payload to move like we're seeing on N7's side, Jones's team clipped through the door. Someone still has to stay with the payload to get it to do the thing, but he can push forward, and now you see Grim is moving even faster. Her goal is now to checkpoint into the next encounter and to drag the team in rather than all of them have to run there.
Now, strangely enough, it seems like Pervading Darkness is actually starting to come off of Jones as he's in this area, which is new to me.
So that means that either once, I'm not 100% sure, but either once you get into this area, the stacks stop, or he's got one team who finished escorting it, and so they got there, and they did this so that Grim could get ahead while one person stayed behind to finish escorting.
Wow, that is quite the strategy.
Oh yeah, that's very fast paced. On the N7 side, however, we see they're in the final section, clearing out real quick. N7 going for the support build here with Divinity. His goal is going to be applying that div bubble to give as many of his teammates as possible that damage debuff and crit bubble so that they can easily crit and do a increased damage.
Yeah, they are definitely clearing those enemies out.
And there you go. You see Jar Jar and Jack sword swinging their way as fast as possible. Oh, Jones just got pulled. Okay, so Grim hit the next encounter. And so the Jones team has activated the first encounter. This is an interesting encounter. It is not a boss encounter. It is called the Acquisition.
Now, Half Hung, I'm wondering how they're going to actually be able to take care of this, because usually there's 6 rooms in this particular encounter. So I'm wondering, are they going to split into where it's 2 per, or?
So for the 6-man team, normally what happens is you have 3 big totems that you have to guard, because if enemies attack them, they can speed up the encounter rate and cause a wipe faster. So you got to babysit these totems, but at the same time, for a 6-man team, normally you'd have 3 people babysitting and 3 people wandering around. Those 3 people wandering around are going to be getting call-outs from the babysitting side as to where a knight spawns that they have to kill. Then which room, there's 9 rooms hidden around the encounter that they have to run into. And then inside of those rooms, there is 2 specific enemies. You need to kill one of the 2 to get a symbol. When you have 3 symbols, you can pick a totem, and then you can activate that totem. We do that 3 times throughout the course of the encounter to get the clear. So we have to activate all 3 totems. Now, in a 6-man team, that's pretty easy, but in a 3-man team, that means someone's watching multiple totems while you have 1 or 2 people trying to push to get through these rooms as fast as possible.
And it looks like the 6-man team is just getting to the first encounter. Man, they got a little bit to go.
So yeah, we see on N7's side, they have split up. Everyone's taking their positions. N7 looks like he's going to be the roamer for his team. Whereas Jones is also the roamer on his side. Jones is racing through. He's using a Solar Bonk Titan. Ooh.
Do you need open door?
A knight on
Yeah.
light.
Thank you.
Okay.
I've done it.
Dark.
So we can see on N7's screen here what the symbols look like, and Jones is looking at them as well. You have these totems where the first symbol is going to pop up to tell you what side of the room the knight is on. So for N7, there was a triangle to say on the dark half of the room there's a knight. The second symbol shows you which room to run to of those 9 that we were talking about, and the third symbol on the bottom will tell you whether you need to kill the knight or the captain on the left or the right.
Now, with this particular build that I see Jones using, it's not only crazy damage, however, it also has immense survivability.
Oh,
So he's
yeah.
making a great choice with that. Now on N7's side, I also see that he is it looks like Solar Warlock, correct?
Looks like he went for the well. He went full
Mm.
support. So he's going to do everything in his power to make sure as many teammates cannot die as possible.
And they are
Jones is
taking
a little bit
care
more of a
those
selfish
knights.
build because he has less people to worry about. So he's
Yes.
focused all on his survival and his output. Whereas N7 is thinking, how can I keep my team alive and give them as many buffs as possible?
Correct. Now I'm wondering how Jones and them are gonna be able to take care of each of these pillars, considering you have to have so many people looking at different things.
Because you have to go into 3 different rooms to get 3 different symbols, and then you have to look at the 3 pillars to see which of the 3 has those 3 symbols, and then you got to shoot all 3 symbols on that pillar at the same time, effectively.
So many symbols, so many objectives. Oh my
and I
gosh!
forgot! This encounter is one of the 2 encounters of the raid that has champions, unstoppable ogres, which
Oh.
Jones's team has chosen to blatantly ignore. They're not even
my.
looking at ogres. That's the nice thing about our 6-man team is they're gonna have people with multiple different loadouts who are each able to deal with that. So there's gonna be 2 or 3 people on N7's team, each of whom can deal with the ogres to drop them, whereas Jones is like, screw it, I'll just ignore the problem. It's only a problem if you're looking at it, right?
It's only a problem if you see it. It's
Exactly.
never
If you're
a
not
problem
looking
if
at
you
it, it's
don't.
not a problem.
Now, I can say, N7's team, the fact that they're able to not only choreograph everything that they're doing so efficiently, but also be able to put into the chat exactly what they need to be looking at and all their responses. It's incredible.
This is one of those raids where the ability to type into text chat in the game became a huge benefit, because previous raids, like, you'd have some moments here and there where it could be kind of nice, but this raid in particular, because you have so many callouts, being able to write it down really quick, just enter, type it in the symbol's name, hit it, and it's posted, makes life so much easier, because otherwise you're trying to keep track of, you've got 3 different people making 3 different callouts at the exact same time. It just becomes a mess of noise if you're not able to drown it out. And
Right.
communication is paramount. So knowing when to talk and when to stop and what to listen for is huge.
I got the Dark Knight. What's the next room, JC?
It is. Hold on.
Oh no. This
Focus. So just to let you know.
We have a death and 7's down!
Oh my.
Okay, good news
Goodness.
is that it does not necessarily mean a wipe. In the raids, every player gets a token that they can use to revive a teammate 1 time. So you have a total of 6 revives throughout the course of an encounter, and at the end of every encounter, it does reset. So each encounter, you get a new batch of tokens, or if the entire team wipes and they have to restart, they get new tokens as well. But that means 1 death. That can be problematic. Thankfully, for the 6-man team, it's not as bad. But if we see Jones's team is cleared. Oh my!
Goodness, already, that's so fast.
Wow, that was amazing. If they get, this part's gonna be tricky though. So
Gonna be
if
very,
Jones's
very rough.
team gets a death, it is so much more punishing just because it slows them
There's only
down
3.
exponentially more. N7 should be finishing up soon, I imagine. So, what do you think?
Now,
I'm
for those who-
thinking... Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, for those who don't know, in raids you actually do get your revives back once you've completed the encounter. As you can see underneath their health bar, you can actually see a no ghost revive icon right there, saying that they cannot revive by themselves or more than the allotted time that they've been given. So considering that, once they get through this encounter, they will be able to revive again, just for all of those who may not be used to raids or certain encounters in Destiny.
So we see a bit of a switch up here as Jones and his team enter the second major encounter, Caretaker. He went for looks like a trace rifle, the tractor cannon, and Strand Titan. That's an interesting pick right there.
That's a big boy.
N7's team, I think they're on their final pillar now, so they should be wrapping up relatively soon.
So, question for you. Do you call the little things that the caretaker shoots, which is the very large man that
Flying worms? Yeah,
Jones
they're
is,
worms.
oh, you call them worms
They're
or bats?
worms. They're flying worms
Okay.
of death.
Mm.
So this is interesting because Jones's team has less people to do damage, but they're going to be super min-max. They also have less people to do mechanics, but because they have less, they're going to be really focused on doing as fast as possible. Whereas N7's team, they're obviously still going to be really focused on speed and stuff, but because they have more people, more split up, you'd think they have the advantage. So it's interesting to see how fast Jones is moving here.
Right now, speaking of mechanics, basically the way that this second encounter works is that they are going to have to pretty much do what they did in the first encounter when it comes to the giant pillar in the middle. However, the difference between this one, they have to go into the rooms. They have to split into teams. Usually they have one person go in and one person stay out. One will read what's on the inside and the other one will shoot each individual marker. Now, considering that they only have 3 people currently on this 3-man team, and also I see that N7's team has just cleared the first encounter.
Go. Okay.
Congratulations, good job.
Yeah.
Now, to continue on how this encounter works, pretty much what they're going to be doing after they get done with all of the symbols and everything like that, they will go to one plot on one side and start shooting the boss. Now, once they've gotten to that plot and they've done enough damage, they will move on to the next one. And if they need it, the next one after that. There are 3 in total. So I'm wondering if they're going to be able to get enough damage on this boss. But it seems like
they've
they are.
already gotten half on the first phase. Yeah.
No! Fuck. I was literally out. There was a fucking taking thing. No, I didn't get them. I didn't get them. Yeah, just...
We've
And
got our
Jones
first
has-
wipe! Oh no!
gosh,
Okay, that
no.
means we're back on an even footing. We are back on an even footing here. Okay, see, that is the real risk of Jones's team, where they have massive advantage in speed, but a wipe is devastating.
Devastating.
So, the things they got to keep an eye out for is normally you have 3 teams of 2 for this encounter, right? So you have a team babysitting the boss, because if he gets to that pillar and activates it, it's a guaranteed team wipe. So normally you have a babysitting team who shoots the boss first in the face and then in the back, and if you do it really closely together, he'll stagger, like we see on N7 screen here. His team, him and Darth Jar Jar, one of them shoots the face, one of them shoots the back, the boss staggers and stands still for a moment, which gives them a time to clear out those worms in the sky. It also keeps the boss from moving, so they're really focused on that. Then you would have your ad clear team, whose goal is literally just kill ads as fast as possible, right? Don't let them be a problem for anyone else.
Right.
And then you have your indoor team, like you were talking about, they got to go in, grab 3 symbols, and come back out to activate them. And you have to activate all 9 symbols on your totem to get to that damage phase.
You got the back?
It's moving weird.
Yeah, JC and I
that.
were dealing with that.
Coming out.
It's really rough.
Alright, go ahead and shoot the final 3.
Yep,
So-
let me out now.
Yeah. Panic. So for the 6-man team, that's easy. 2 teams of 2. You have one in the room, one's hanging out outside to let you in. And as soon as you come out, he goes right on in, right? So you can constantly back and forth. With the 3-man team, you have to bounce back and forth. Like, Jones has to babysit the boss, kill ads, and the other 2 are probably going to be mostly focused on getting the symbols.
Go. Go.
Hold off. Stop.
Hold off.
Primary.
Primaries.
Oh god. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Almost died.
Oh, I didn't switch to Nova.
Move.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, supers.
I forgot to Nova, guys.
roll
I'm
that
sorry. I'm sorry.
Alright, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
I forgot to get my Nova. I forgot that.
Still good, guys.
Still good damage.
Again.
Oh, and it
However,
looks like Fading Darkness is coming on him pretty hard.
However, if you are moved fast enough, you do enough damage quick enough, you can do more than a third of the damage, which both teams managed to do about half damage in a single DPS phase.
Which
So
is incredible considering
that's
Jones's
fantastic.
team is only 3 people.
Yeah, that's how crazy they've min-maxed this team. So they're actually both on pace to kill Caretaker in about the same amount of time. The difference is just how quickly they can get to that DPS phase. And
Now
then-
I can say it seems that Jones, I just noticed this now, he has actually switched
Yes.
his primaries and also not only his primaries but his subclasses.
Yep. He went Strand Titan because Banner of War gives you so many crazy buffs for damage. It is absolutely insane. A new artifact aspect? I forget what they call it. Aspect or something. For the
Aspect,
Strand
artifact, same
Titan
thing.
for this season that they added in. Very, very powerful buff.
Aspect, smash effect.
And you see he's also using the Tractor Cannon there to give a like 30% damage debuff to the enemy. So this team does either 30 or 50. It's something stupid like 35% bonus damage.
Right.
It's the same as I
right.
think a Tether Hunter. It's
Oh
insanely
my.
high. Yeah, it's
That is incredibly hard.
yeah. It is the only. I think Tether Hunter and Tractor Cannon are the two biggest debuffs you can apply in the game at the moment. Okay,
Now,
so
it doesn't look like they're using that. It looks like they're all using Strand right now.
They might all be using Strand for the various benefits that come from being on the same class. So they're actually getting to skip the third floor on Jones's team and go straight to final
wow.
stand, which is
Better
impressive.
watch those steps.
Yeah, those steps can actually crush you if you're not paying attention to them. But if you, this is theoretically possible. If you do enough damage fast enough, you can skip the third floor, which is good because the third floor, the team on inside doing symbols, each floor, more and more the actual ground itself disappears. So you end up doing this jumping around more and more, and it becomes really frustrating and easy to lose your footing. So if you can skip the third floor,
However, it doesn't look like N7's team is too far behind now.
nope, they're on their damage phase on the second floor. Let's see. Oh, did we get another wipe? Oh no, he's switching classes. Jones is switching to Warlock midway through for third encounter. Ooh.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, why not?
Hey,
That just means
Whatever
that they have to
floats the
slow down to go to orbit to switch to come back in.
and that might give N7 the exact amount of advantage that they need.
Can they get to? Can they hit final stand here? Do they have the ability? Looks like you ran out of div.
Go.
Okay, they have the
Onto
ability.
that.
If they can do the
Another
damage
plate.
here and get to final stand, he got some div ammo.
I'm dead.
No, N7's down. There goes their div.
I'm sorry.
No, come on, come on,
Keep
come on,
pushing.
come on. All right, they
Nice.
got
Let's
final
go.
stand. They got to final
Let's
stand.
go.
If they can skip the third
Let's
floor
go.
too, by the time N7's team gets
Bring the
back
steps
up
down,
in there,
boy.
They will be on
We got
track.
one.
they'll be on track. So you'll see right now what's happening is Jones is waiting to rejoin because they're letting their third player race through the jump puzzle single by themselves.
Oh, very smart.
That
very
way,
smart.
because if Jones and Gus join now, what's going to happen is they're going to join at the beginning of the jump puzzle, and they're going to have to go through it as well. Where if they just wait for Grim to finish it, they can join in on Grim at
Oh,
the
and
next
they're
encounter.
starting to join
And
now,
we see
and
N7.
N7 is
Hey,
trying
they
to
got it
complete
done
the final
too.
stand.
2
Let's go.
floors for the kill. Let's go.
Okay, so now everybody seems to be just at the same point now.
The difference is that I believe the 3-man team has gotten... Yeah, okay, so they are at third encounter, and 17 has to do the jump puzzle, but it will
Okay.
not take them long.
All right, so do you think that they're going to go for red borders? No, I'm joking.
No. We talked about it. I thought about throwing that in there to make them just mess with them and go for the red borders, and they mentioned 1 or 2 of them on the 3-man team do not even know where they are located.
Right, now this next encounter actually seems to be something that will be very, very difficult for
This
the
is the
3-man.
one I'm most excited for, I gotta be honest. The Upended Summit. This encounter, if you don't mind me explaining this for a second, this is insane.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So what's going to happen is there's a couple of sets of rooms, and in each room, you get a relic from a previous raid. Those stacks of Pervading Darkness, those are a thing again. As long as you're out and about in the rooms, you're going to get stacks of Pervading Darkness. The way you cleanse that is one person has access to the Aegis shield from Volta Glass way back in the day. And that shield, you can use the block feature to make a bubble that will cleanse your teammates. One person is going to have... I think it's technically called the Prism from the Leviathan raid, but we don't call it the
don't
nut.
call it that.
We call it the
yeah,
Some people call it
the
other
nut.
things, but I call it the nut. It's technically called, I think, the prism. And when you have that, there is a taken knight that spawns in each room in the same spot. And if you kill him, you can get bonus time, because you'll notice we are on a countdown timer, Terminal Resonance. So if that timer runs out, that's a wipe. If you let Pervading Darkness stack up, that's a wipe. So you got to use the shield to cleanse Pervading Darkness and the nut to kill the knight to give you more time.
Yes.
Now, go ahead.
And that's a down on their end on 3-man. That's gonna definitely be very, very detrimental to their team.
They've gotten a hold of the third buff in the third room, which is the Eye of Riven from the Last Wish raid. That's the final relic that we're going to get. And that one allows you to cleanse a taken node that makes all enemies in the region immune to damage. So as we get to the farther rooms, the third and fourth room, this becomes a mess, because what's...
Cheers.
Yeah, I don't like this part at all. Because of that reason. Okay, I died. Alright.
Made it. Oh, Lemon's got it. Nice.
Oh, come on. Respawn. Respawn.
All right, there's your path.
What are you
to your west.
doing? I cannot respawn.
Oh,
What?
fuck.
Just leave then.
No, make
You have to leave,
someone
yeah.
else leader. Make someone else leader and come back.
Oh yeah, that too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the leader.
I do not know why I was spamming E, and it's not.
Now, with these rooms, it's
Ooh,
what,
I think we
3,
got a
4
wipe on the
rooms?
N17. Or is he... Oh, no. Maybe he just went to orbit.
Oh, I think he's gonna be joining back, doing a similar strategy to the
Ooh.
3-man Weeaboo
It looks
Jones
like they
team.
might have... They either got kicked or
no.
someone switched. I'm not...
I sure hope it
Alright,
doesn't
hold
spawn
on.
me at the beginning.
It is.
It's
Why
Go
didn't you join
ahead,
back? I
yeah.
thought you were gonna wait.
Oh. My brain
Just,
is...
just remove him from the fire team.
Yeah.
Once I
faster.
spawn in, that might... Hang
Jack,
on.
you have to do it.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Looks like Weeaboo Jones's team is about to be on the final room, which is
Mhm.
very, very shocking. Now, we do have N7's team, who is actually kind of struggling at the moment to be able to get their bearings together and get to this last encounter. They actually, from
I'm
what I
wondering
was
if they did a
seeing,
similar thing where they had one person do the jump puzzle and then they're all going to rejoin on him.
now you would hope so, considering the fact that they are actually quite behind, and Weeaboo Jones's team is very ahead right now.
Oh, yeah. Which is interesting, because when you pick up a relic, and this is what boggles my mind about how they're doing this, when you pick up a relic, you get locked out once you drop it from being able to pick it up again for like 30 seconds. Which is why we're seeing these long delays on them in those interim rooms where you can dunk a relic and pick up a new one. They have to wait. They have to dunk it and then wait, which means they got to time when they kill those knights with the nut perfectly to give them the maximum amount of time to work with.
I spawned.
He's
Okay.
on the other side of the door.
Gosh,
Are
dang
you
it.
serious? All right, just wipe it.
Can you...
Okay, N7, it looks like they are at the encounter. They're starting it themselves. So they're at the first of the four rooms. Oh, he jumped off the edge. Interesting.
Oh,
I wonder if they're just trying to reset real quick.
yeah, maybe a
They might have just
strategy.
been doing a
May
reset
just
once
be that
everyone was in.
N7 dies quite often.
Never fix
No,
it.
the encounter is not intended to spawn you behind locked doors when the encounter starts.
But that's weird, though, that it would spawn me because y'all started. No, I
It did
don't know.
that. It did that.
Oh man, and it looks like N7's team is
And they-
actually taking the restart route.
Oh, they did it! They did it! Jones's team has cleared it! Oh my god, that
Oh
is
my gosh.
crazy.
So we have only 2 encounters to go, correct?
Jones has only one. They're going to the final boss.
Oh wow.
N7 is starting the third encounter now. So one of the interesting things is that because each of them had to hold a relic, and you have to have someone to physically drop it to be able to see one of the sets of symbols, that means that their timing must have been insane, because one person has to grab the relic to enter the room and then drop it to be able to kill the glyph keepers and read the symbol callouts, and then wait to pick it up, push forward, kill a dude, drop it again. That just boggles my
Wow.
mind how you can even do
I couldn't do it. I couldn't
My
do it.
God,
Couldn't be
no.
me. Half Hung, do you think that you could probably take
I
me
would,
to go
my
on?
brain turns to mush thinking about that.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know if I would have the builds for it, to be honest.
So Jones's team looks like they're taking their time moving ahead. They know they're a little bit ahead here.
So it seems like they're maybe doing a couple of emotes, kind of
They may
getting
also
their bearings.
I think once again they're having one player rush ahead to checkpoint. That way, not all three of them have to go through, because there's a little bit of a jump puzzle and some enemies and stuff you got to kill. But you can kind of circumvent it if you get to the right spot and sword your way across a giant gap.
And what is Jones doing currently? It looked like they were going to kill themselves.
Yeah, because like I said, they're gonna rush ahead, have one person rush ahead to get to the checkpoint, and then they'll just screw around, jump off, and respawn at the encounter.
I see.
Meanwhile, we got N7. They are clearing the second room now, pushing ahead into the third room, making really good time here. This is how normally the encounter goes: is you bouncing the relics back, you gotta dunk it, a new player picks it up, and so everyone is going to take a turn grabbing one of the relics, taking a turn with it, pushing ahead.
We got a double rally banner going on Weeaboo Jones's team. Does that
That's
actually
just
help?
No, it doesn't actually do anything for you. You only get a benefit from the first. It's mostly just for bragging rights. Oh, man,
So how does this next encounter work, Halfong?
Oh, this one, the Rolk encounter. This is an interesting encounter. It's a two-parter. In the first part, what's going to happen is you got to clear all the ads. Glyph Keepers will spawn, and you got to kill the Glyph Keepers to get symbols. Meanwhile, Rolk has a giant crystal that spawns over his head. So one person immediately shoots that and breaks it to get a specific buff called the Leeching Force. With that, they can stand on the plate in the back middle, and they will cause 2 crystals to spawn on the back left and right walls. The other 2 players can then shoot those crystals, and now the buff will be duplicated and transferred to them. In a normal 6-man team, you would do this again so that you end up with 3 people with the Leeching Force buff. Then 2 of those players are going to... Normally, you see Rolk teleports around and laser beams, and you kind of don't want to get hit by that. It hurts.
Yeah, because it also gives you pervading darkness, right?
Right. It does. It hurts. It causes the debuff to happen, and it's just bad. But if you have the Leeching buff, then jumping into the laser beam will convert it into... I can't remember the name of it. Oh, goodness.
Oh, Lord.
Leeching Force turns into Emanating Force. That's what
And it looks like N7's team is on the final room.
They are.
Of the
They are
encounter.
on the 4th room now. They're making hella good time. So once Jones's team has 2 players with Emanating, there are 6 pillars out there that they're going to be having to dunk at. And so you need someone who can read and identify which pillars for them to run up to and dunk. And you got to dunk at 6 different pillars, and not all at the same time, but throughout the course of this encounter, you got to dunk at 6 pillars to push Rolk's shield back and push him up the stairs. Which it looks like they already did that. That is insane. Once they get him upstairs, this is insane. Once they get him upstairs, now they get to have fun with Daddy Rolk. Rolk loves to punt your ass into the next dimension.
And I mean, some people are into that.
Some people love it. So they're going to be dodging Rolk. Whenever Rolk does his dash, he is then going to leave his glaive behind. One player can shoot that glaive, break it, and it will leave behind a symbol and give that player the Leeching Force, just as before. They're going to turn that into Emanating, and then someone else is going to read out the symbol to let them know which of the 4 pillars they need to dunk at. Dunking at one of the pillars makes one of Rolk's either shoulders or hips vulnerable.
Beautiful.
We did it.
You guys go ahead and everyone else. Wait. People who know they can't get there in time, swap to your damage loads now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My shit is already set. I just gotta switch boots.
Thanks for the push.
You're welcome.
But it looks like N7's team has in fact cleared the 3rd encounter themselves and are on their way to the final boss.
Oh, let's go. So they don't have too much longer to go, though, because it looks like Jones's team is making record time right now.
Yep. Jones is about to enter the first true damage cycle here as soon as they can break these parts. And N7 is just got to race over there and start the encounter. So they're a little bit behind, but they're actually keeping hella good pace. Look at that sword swing. Oh,
They are doing
he got it. He
absolutely
landed
insane
it.
right now. Now I'm wondering if the rest of his team can actually keep up.
They
in
don't need
same
to.
way
Here's
that
the thing.
he's
Just
doing.
like before, all he has to do is start the encounter and everyone dies and they're checkpointed. Most of them, it looks like, managed to get the sword swing, but 2 or 3 of them stayed behind. So they're just all going to wipe and reset so that they can all be together.
Oh, and here comes our favorite part if they'll allow it.
Looks like
Oh.
Jones's team has gotten him down to about 40%.
There he goes. There goes N7. Punted across the universe.
Oh, okay. Jones was not able to get a 1 phase, so now they're going to have to run back down those stairs and reset. And this is important and something that is always fun to mess with new players. If you don't run down the stairs back to the beginning area, Rolks will regen that shield over the entire area, and it will knock you into the next galaxy. It throws you off the map at full speed. So you have to run back down the stairs and reset.
It's truly a breathtaking experience.
Oh my god. So Jones and N7, they're both going to start a full cycle here. The difference is that Jones's team has completed 1 damage phase, N7 has not. So they are not far behind, and with the 6-man team, they're going to be able to move a little bit faster, get those dunks a little bit quicker, but it's going to be tough.
Does N7 have colorblind mode on?
Yes, N7 actually likes to play with one of the various colorblind modes because some of the members of his community are in fact colorblind, and this allows them to better see when he does his streams.
Oh, well, that's very thoughtful.
It is very nice of him. Oh, man. So there's those crystals you see up in the sky that they're shooting to duplicate. And then some of the team members are going to start jumping in those laser beams to change their buff. Someone's going to be doing call-outs.
Fuck, I might die here. I might die. Oh, fuck. Just swap again. Okay.
I can't say it's neck and neck, though, just because it seems that Weeaboo Jones' team is taking things out, but they did just have a death on their team.
I wonder if that was a planned death or whether they just got overwhelmed by ads.
Well, either way, it still could be actually very detrimental to their squad.
It could be even worse depending on who died. If they were the one with the buff, you can technically lose the buff 1 time and then regain it. It looks like that might have been what happens. The person with the buff, there is a timer on it, and if you run out of time, it kills you. So that might have been what happened, was their buff ran out of time, they died, they lost it, and now they had to regain it, which means another round of Glyph Keepers, another big wave of ads. It throws all of your timing off, too, so everyone's out of pace of where they think they want to be. That can definitely slow down a team like that a lot.
You cannot have mistakes like that happen too often.
It looks like N7's team should probably be on the last set here, I think. So they'll be able to start damage phase soon.
But it seems like if Weeaboo Jones' team gets that damage step up, then
they might be able to hit final stand here.
Yep.
We are at... Wow, we've been doing this for maybe 40 minutes now? Not even? Jeez, these teams are insanely fast. Even for a 6-man team, under an hour clear of this raid is genuinely impressive.
That's
the 3rd encounter tends to be death for a lot of teams.
I think the fastest that I've ever completed is maybe about 55 minutes.
Something around there, I'd say, is for me as well. If you can hit 50 minutes, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
That 3rd encounter, like I said, it is painful if you haven't gotten some experience in on it. It can shut teams down because of juggling those relics, all of the extra communication. You have to, call out symbols. You have to remember symbols. And you're moving so fast, and it's a combat encounter, too. It's not even a boss encounter. It's a combat-focused encounter.
He's orbs.
He's giving you Noble Rounds buff.
Oh, okay. If you guys could try and create orbs up there.
Up we go. I'll do my best. No promises.
You should have already had your orbs.
I only got 1 orb that
Nah,
entire
It's alright, just
Watch
focus.
your fire, guys. Watch your fire.
Alright, that is
R2.
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 Beautiful.
1 damage phase in already. N7's team, however, is at the tops of the steps, so that means they're going to be working on doing all of this. So
And they do have a 6-man, so they might actually be able to 1-phase. This is actually looking pretty close
if they
right
can
now.
pump out the damage, it's not unreasonable. The question is, do they have it? So it looks like N7's the one gathering the buffs for their team. Someone else is going to be doing his call-outs.
Correct. Oh man, this is looking really, really, really close. Very tight. Close run.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, my legs are
Nobody's getting
shaking
punted.
right now. I'm nervous.
Everybody's avoiding the kicks.
That is one of the fun things is Rolk likes to he telegraphs his move, like he'll do the little arrows on the ground ahead of him, so you can kind of see where he's gonna go. But then he does that big dash forward, and then he kicks you hard, and it doesn't necessarily kill you, but it can put you down to some serious damage. Okay, so it looks like N7 is at damage here, so he's dropped down that well to give him survivability, and then he's gonna unload of Div while his team just pumps damage into him.
That Div is going to absolutely give them immense amounts of damage.
Jones's team, however, is also at damage, and it looks like they're going to get to final stand here using Tractor Cannon instead of Div.
Okay.
The benefit of Tractor Cannon is you get a bigger debuff. The benefit of Div is it also lets you crit, so people can use different weapons that are more difficult to crit with. Ooh, okay, so Jones is on final stand, but final stand is tricky.
7 is down.
Oh, Jones got it! Jones got it!
Team is the winner!
At the last second! I don't know if you saw how close that was, but during the final boss fight, you start building Pervading Darkness stacks nonstop, and every time Rolk blasts with lasers, it just builds up more and more. So if you're not careful and you charge in there, Rolk will blast you with those Pervading Darkness stacks to kill you, and every time you take that damage, the more stacks, the less time you have, and you need as much time as possible because you have like an eighth of his health bar to chunk through.
That was
so the
amazing.
fact that they did that I saw Jones at 9 going into 10 when they got that clear. So that is absolutely insane that they were able to get that last moment. And just for I just want to talk though, N7's team got him down by 70% in one damage phase.
They're at the beginning of the K. For a 6-man team that isn't already doing this 3-man every day?
I want to point out, that is more damage than Jones's team was able to put out. The only reason that I think they didn't have a chance of winning is just because Jones got here first. If they had both been here at the same time, I think N7's team could have potentially gotten the first kill.
Early bird gets the worm.
Yeah. It looks like N7's team has faster ability to clear this encounter. It was just a matter of who got to the encounter first.
Yeah, honestly, Jones's team did an incredible job getting through not only the first encounter, but that second encounter. That second encounter was genuinely crazy.
The fact that they were able to keep Caretaker busy long enough to give the other two the time to get the pillar done boggles my mind, because trying to solo babysit him is so frustrating because you have to hit him on the front and the back. So the fact that they were able to get him to stagger just enough to give them enough time was impressive. And again, that third encounter, the upended, where you just I still don't know how they timed their relics.
That's truly a race against
hurts
time.
my brain to think about.
I wouldn't want to try it ever. Don't ever put me in that situation.
Nope.
What is it?
L2, L2.
Yep, L2.
Okay, I guess you're gonna shoot the ball.
Jack, there's another
Try not to shoot the things.
What is it?
Yeah, the
R2.
Get away, Jar Jar.
Try not to kill it all. Let me make orbs on him, please.
Oh, sorry. I've been making orbs as well. Sorry.
All good.
You said R2?
Yes.
R2 and then L2.
Who has it?
Not me.
No one knows.
What is it?
R2.
Oh, I got it. What?
R2 again.
R2. Whoever got that.
Me. Wait, I didn't get it. What the fuck?
No, you have it.
I'm not. No, I don't have it. Oh, there we go. Nah, I have.
Yeah, he doesn't have it. Oh, yeah, okay. It's R2. That was weird. That was bizarre.
Okay, this should be damage, guys. This should be damage.
Yep.
Come on, shoot that leg. Oh, okay.
It's fine.
All right, there we go. All right, rage. There, go, 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 go.
He's damageable.
Hit it, bitch!
Yes.
Let's go! GG.
Percent in their first damage phase, easily got to final stand, and then absolutely melted him without even a second thought. That was very impressive for a 6-man team. That was really good timing.
Incredible. Incredible.